Hello my peaches, what's up? I am Pratha and welcome to today's video. This is the third video in a row that I'm filming today, and I don't know, I'm feeling super energetic, and I was having thoughts between doing a list for winter perfumes, but then I was like, let's do a winter layering combo video because just talking about the winter perfumes is going to sound a little boring at this point because I have already done quite some content related to that somewhere or the other. So let's talk about winter layering, and without wasting any more time, let's quickly get into this video and roll the intro. The first one that I would like to talk about is, yes, I am from Cashmere, and now you understand why I am doing layerings, because I have already featured these fragrances 1,000 times on the channel. This is a mix of florals and lactonic notes, and it kind of smells like a luxurious vintage compact powder or a blush, somewhere on those lines. It has a very distinctive, very different kind of fragrance to it, and it's so beautiful. It's a very womanly, grown-up kind of fragrance, like in a very sexy way, like in a very classy way, and that is what I get from it. And the one that I like layering it with, either the original or warm and cozy sugared. Like this has the mix of floral and lactonic. This has the mix of warm and fresh at the same time. So they kind of, I just feel that the vibe on both of these match quite a bit, and I like pairing them together. I have this thing in me, I do not like going crazy over layering combos, and I kind of like keeping it in the similar family of fragrances. So that is why I like pairing fragrances that are kind of similar to each other. So warm and cozy is like sugar plum, cozy vanilla, frosted mistletoe. So because of the vanilla in it and that kind of a slight fresh note in the background, I do really like it, and I like pairing these together because I just feel that they kind of complete each other. Next up, I have a cherry smoothie from Zara. I don't know why they got this fragrance off the website. This was like the best chapter, the most versatile, the most youthful chapter that they launched. That is how I would like to call it, regarding the packaging and the fragrance notes and everything. So this is a very beautiful dense cherry fragrance in here, and I just feel that for those who do not like to go in very much in a gourmand or a thick or dense or that kind of fragrance zone, so for them it's a great super sweet, dense, but still a slightly fresh take on a cherry fragrance, and I do put it on here and there. And the one that I like layering it with, because I've been wearing that Bodymist quite a lot these days, is Sunset Glow from Bath & Body Works. Sunset Glow is just another fresh cherry fragrance which is so well blended. This is just like a very light and bright and fizzy version of cherry smoothie. Coincidentally, the packaging color also matches, so that's not intentional. I like to layer them because of their common connect of cherry note in them, and I just feel that they smell pretty good with each other, and they just kind of enhance each other's fragrance. The next layering combo is Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. This is a beautiful apple candy like fragrance. I just really like it, and I think if I fall enough for it, I'm definitely going to own a full bottle of this for sure in future. So I really like Eden Juicy Apple, genuinely. It's like this sweet, juicy, candy like apple in here, which is not musky in the base. Like I always complain about fragrances being musky when apple is involved. Musk is listed, but it's not prominent and it's not burning my nose. So I'm really liking the way this fragrance has been done, and this is a no-brainer. Okay, you know that this will come when it's about layering this fragrance, and I like layering it with Winter Candy Apple because one, Winter Candy Apple is almost like a dupe for Kayali Eden Juicy Apple, or let's say that Kayali Eden Juicy Apple has been inspired from Winter Candy Apple because this existed before Kayali took birth. I like pairing these together because they are very similar fragrances and they very successfully support each other and increase the longevity on each other. So yes, this is a great, like a fresh but super sweet combo for the winters, those who like wearing freshies even for winters. Next up, I have Guess Seductive Red. I just love this. I mean, I always say that this is my best cherry fragrance. It's a fluffy, cloudy kind of nutty cherry in here. It's like a juicy cherry which has a slight bit of that almond note to it, along with a fluffy cloudiness. It is so beautiful. It is so sweet. It is so light and fluffy, and it is my best cherry fragrance. Nothing else can come close to this for now. And what I like layering it with is Cherry Elixir from Victoria's Secret. Now this is again an almond cherry fragrance. This is slightly on the darker and a little pungent side of things. I just feel that the almond and cherry combination in here is very complimentary for this one, because this also has the combination of a juicy cherry and almond. Definitely they are slightly different, but that common note of almond and cherry in both of them kind of work with each other, and they just smell good with each other, and the pungentness in this kind of dies down because of this, and vice versa. They kind of correct each other when I put them on, and they smell so good together. But I'm really sad that this line has not come back yet on Victoria's Secret. Let's keep our fingers crossed so that you too can get this fragrance. Next up, I have Zara Golden Decade, which is a dupe for Libre Intense from YSL, and this is a beautiful combination of a soapy floral and vanilla. I just get that soapiness in the background, like a very luxurious soapiness in the background from Libre as well. I will not fabricate it. It does smell like a luxurious soapy floral fragrance which has a lot of vanilla to it. I like enhancing the vanilla on this, and for that I use basic vanilla, or if not basic vanilla, you can definitely use bare vanilla. That is also very beautiful. It has the true lactonic notes to it. It literally smells like elaichi doodh to me, and I like mixing these together so that I could balance out that soapy floraliness in this. So to balance out the vanilla in it, I pair it with basic vanilla. Oh, let's talk about this deadly combination. Next up, I have Dolce & Gabbana, the only one intense for women. This is a beautiful white floral musky but kind of a soft fragrance. The softness is added by the coconut note in it, which is kind of in the background, not taking the forefront, but is very much there. For my personal preference, I just feel that this could have been a little more sweet and a little more soft and warm. To achieve that, I like layering it with Pastel Skies. What I say about Pastel Skies is that it's a very beautiful, warm, toasted coconut fragrance with sponge sugar. So that is what I layer it with to achieve what I did not get from this fragrance. I really wanted the coconut in it to shine a little more, because this kind of comes off as a unisex fragrance to me, which is not bad. It just smells luxurious. It smells like money and everything, but it's mostly a soft white floral musky fragrance, and to get that sweet coconut out in this, I layer it with Pastel Skies, and it totally does the work for me. I am a fan of Pastel Skies and I can never recommend it enough. That's the combination that really works out for me. Now let's talk about a very successful purchase of this year, and that is Nebras. I hope you're watching this video also from a point of view of winter fragrances, and Nebras from Latafa has turned out to be my best vanilla, to be honest. To me, it smells like a licorice lactonic fragrance through and through. I will not complicate the explanation here. If you want to go in the depth of what it smells like to me, you can definitely watch the dedicated videos on these fragrances. So this to me is a very woody, sweet lactonic fragrance, but like a nice balance of all those things and not overly sweet. It is one fragrance that is definitely winter appropriate and is very classy, very royal, kind of sensual as well. But along with all that, I do feel that this is a very all-weather fragrance. This is one vanilla that you will not go wrong with wearing in the summertime as well. And to enhance the sweetness and the gourmand facet of this fragrance, I like layering it with Cheirosa 71 from Sol de Janeiro. You guys know I am totally in love with this. This is like a warm vanilla cake-like fragrance, and I just love it to the core. I can keep on sniffing this fragrance all day long. So yeah, because of that true Gourmand cake like vanillic fragrance. I really love layering these together to enhance the Gourmand facet of this and make it smell like a true winter vanilla. I get very less days to wear my Gourmands, to wear my winter fragrances. So I really like enhancing the Gourmand facet of them. Next up, we have a French coffee from Al Rehab. You will get this fragrance. I will try leaving links for everything down below, but I bought mine from Friday Charm. I will leave the link for that as well down below. This is a true cappuccino fragrance in here. It starts off as a cup of cappuccino, like you're literally digging your nose into a cappuccino. It's a true coffee fragrance, and then later on it starts smelling like a coffee candy, more like Copico. So yeah, this is a very beautiful sweet coffee fragrance in here, be it coffee like fragrance that it gives, the cappuccino fragrance, or the candy like, the coffee candy like fragrance it gives. I like it in all forms, and I like layering it with cocoa vanilla. I'll tell you my reason for this. One, the vanilla like kind of adds that sweet electronicness to this body mist. Two, initially in French coffee, I get a little bit of this coconut note, just initially for a few seconds. So I just feel that they go really well together because this has a electronic creamy coconut note to it along with vanilla. So I really like that, and that coconut note that I was getting in the opening of this, for that reason I like mixing these together and kind of giving slight attention to that coconut note in it, because this coconut turns out really beautiful on my skin. So for that reason I really like layering them. How can we do a winter fragrance layering video and not talk about Vanilla 28 from Kayali? This vanilla is definitely, like, initially I was like, I'm not that impressed. Why? What's the hype around it? I don't get it. But now I'm like, I need this. I need this in a full bottle. I like it enough. I will not call it a true brown sugary gourmand vanilla fragrance. It's not that. It has a lot more going on in it. It has a slight bit of a woodiness to it, along with the patchouli note, which is kind of adding a very, like, it's a very soft patchouli note in it, which is kind of adding a very pinch of greenness to it, making it a sensual fragrance but in a very subtle way. A bit of an ebony wood note added to a very sweet vanilla. That is what it is smelling like to me. And it just comes off as a very soft and subtle, sensual vanilla to my nose. And I, without any complications and doubts, and you know this, I like layering it with Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret because I get the similar kind of vibes. Bare Vanilla Decadent, which came in the past, was very similar to Kayali Vanilla 28, that same sweet woodiness and sensualness to it. So it was very, very similar in terms of the similarities. But since it's not available right now, I really cannot show something which you cannot get your hands on. So for that reason, I am mentioning Bare Vanilla, because this, if we talk about a supporting fragrance and a layering fragrance, Bare Vanilla will do a great job with Vanilla 28 all year round. Now, this combination you can wear in summers as well as in winters, so you will not go wrong with it. You will just smell like a classy, sensual, vanilla smelling woman. It's beautiful, and you need to get this combination in your collection if you are a girl with classy fragrances. A fragrance that I always talk very highly of is Ebony Wood from Zara, and thankfully it's always available. Now, this is a very, very beautiful ebony wood, clove and sweet fragrance. It has this soft spiciness from cloves, and probably it has pink peppercorn as well to it, if I'm not wrong. And then it has a sweet woody note to it, like a sweet clove, sweet wood mixing in with pink peppercorns, like a slight soft, sweet, spicy, woody fragrance in here. And it just kind of smells like a wooden cabin to me, in my personal opinion. I would not like to call it a very warm kind of woody or smoky kind of fragrance. For me personally, it's just like a fresher take on that wooden cabin kind of fragrance, but I love that sweet clovey woodiness that it has, and for that reason I love this fragrance. And lately I have got my hands on Snowflakes and Cat cashmere, and I just feel that this has become my go-to body mist for any day. And whatever freshness that it has, to balance that out for the winters, I just feel that Snowflakes and Cashmere does a really good job in that, because this is through and through a very soft, fuzzy, woody, sweet fragrance, and I just feel that they go so well together, and the freshness in it is kind of balanced out with the fuzzy softness of that sweet woodiness in Snowflakes and Cashmere, and they smell amazing together. And the last fragrance that I would like to talk about is Love Child Antigone D Calf. This is just another fragrance which will be more like a very personal preference kind of summer fragrance. It is mostly, the notes in it are so kind of heavy that I feel that even after having the fresh notes in it, it is more appropriate for winters. That's what I personally feel. You can definitely rock it in the summers if you can handle that stronger fragrances, but for me it's a winter fragrance. There is not much that I can pair this up with, because this is a very, very complex blend in here. So what I felt that would go really well with this is Cocoa Paradise from Bath and Body Works. This also has the notes of like a warm coconut, like a creamy coconut with sandalwood, but with the fresh notes in the background. So that is what I get from this, and this also is equally complex. So the complexity of these two kind of matches, and I feel that the coconut in it, which is kind of in the background and is in the form of coconut milk, the creamy coconut in it really makes it shine, and they kind of support each other, and they both are weird and they are obnoxious, and they kind of complement each other because of that reason, and I like pairing them for that reason. And that was the last combo of this video, and I hope you enjoyed this. Even if you do not layer, maybe this gives you an inspiration to layer. You don't have to go for these similar combinations. There's absolutely no rule to that. If you have your own things, your own body mists and perfumes, try mixing them, try putting them on yourself and see whether it's working for you or not. The whole idea of this video is to get you into layering fragrances. No matter whatever you have, you just have to try layering them and, you know, get into this world of layering. And that's it for today's video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe. Keep looking beautiful, keep smelling good. Have a great day all. Bye bye. Mwah.